You ever had that breakup where everything felt fine and then she's done? You didn't lose her, you talked her away. Now, here's what I mean by that. See, a lot of you guys are talking the woman out of the relationship and you don't even realize it. But your conversations, how you talk to her, is turning her off. And that's why she's leaving. Now, here's some mistakes that you guys are making, and I'm gonna give you the real quick fix to it where you can adjust it and then you'll see results in your relationships. Now, a lot of you guys are over talking, or as I like to say, just talking too much. Now, this is a mistake that a lot of you make very early on, and it's a horrible mistake to make very early on. And if your relationships are ending very fast, this is why. Okay, you don't know who she is. You don't know what she likes. You don't know what she likes to talk about. So while you're just talking and talking and talking, and you got diarrhea of the mouth and you just can't shut up, you have a much higher chance of saying something that's going to turn her off, that's going to give her the ick, or, something that she's just not into. You guys got to learn how to stop talking so much, especially early on in a relationship. Now, the second thing that a lot of you guys are doing, especially, with us just being men, okay, you talk too direct, okay? You're talking too direct. Now, what I mean by that is like you're having very linear conversations. Hey, babe, how was work today, sweetheart? Say that she's your woman, right? She's asking, hey, babe, how was work today on the construction site? It was good, all right. It was work, okay? That does nothing for her. Her asking, hey, babe, you mind if the in-laws come over today? No. Yes. Whatever. You know, conversations like that to women that does nothing to her. So if all of your conversations sound like that, one-liners, very linear like that, and especially in face-to-face conversation, that does nothing for her. She can't feel that. So how do you fix that? You got to appeal to her emotions. You have to say things that change how she feels. Okay, preferably in a positive way. Women love to feel positive emotions, and sometimes there's a case to where you have to appeal to the negative emotions too. Okay, but that's a whole nother subject. If you're just starting out in this and you really want to fix this real quick, find ways to say things that appeal to her positive emotions. Okay? Don't guess it. Okay? That's where the talking too much comes in. Let her tell you. Okay? But if you don't know, just shut up and don't overtalk. Okay? But stop having those real direct one liner, one liner, linear, two word sentences and conversations. All right? That's just turning her off. Now, and another mistake that a lot of guys make is that you talk too logical. Okay, a lot of men we're reasonable, we're reasoning, we're using logic and reason. That's too much. That's not how women think. That's not how women communicate. You have to appeal to the emotions. You explaining the reason and the ins and outs of why and how this work and how life really works, and you just don't understand, and you're saying all this stuff to her, is just turning her off. It does nothing for her emotions. It doesn't engage her feelings. All right. So instead of talking about, like let's say you're an engineer, instead of talking about your favorite math equations or what you're trying to discover at work, Or if you're a doctor, instead of talking about, you know, your days at med school, you have to appeal to her emotions. You know, talk to her about things that she's passionate about. Okay. Now you might hear from your certain people from red pill communities and stuff saying, "No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." No, look, I'm telling you some stuff, some game that's going to keep these ladies with you for long term. Okay. And with you be talking logical and reasoning and explaining how the ins and outs and all of this, it's going to come off. Okay. Women hear this logical stuff and all this academic speak, it's going to turn them off, and it comes off as you trying to explain yourself over and over again. And it comes off as weak. It's a turn off. They don't like that. If you can come in and say, you know what, I'm standing on this, and this is what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going somewhere, and I'm taking you with me. We riding together. We ride or die. If you say that, appeals to a woman more than you saying, babe, if we invest our money in this stock and it 10x's over the next 5 years, no, she's not going to be worth none of that. She's not going to try to hit none of that. That's going to turn her off. You got to appeal to the emotional side, and that's what's really going to get things kicking for you. All right. So the big takeaway from this video, all right, is that you got to remember this: a woman will talk to a man for hours who can have a measured, free flowing, and passionate conversation. But that same woman will slowly leave a man who has who just can't shut up, talks way too direct, and has logical, boring, nerdy conversations. All right. So if you're serious about fixing this, you need to subscribe to this channel. Deuces.